Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning here, Friday morning in Surfside, California. I know many of you are getting ready for a really big weekend, and today is Mexican Independence Day. I send all my love and all my very, very best to all my friends south of the border. I've had so many memorable times in Mexico. Feliz Dia de la Independencia. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. All right, my friends, thanks for being with us again. And once again, happy Independence Day to all our friends on the other side of the border, all my brothers and sisters down there. I've been traveling to Mexico since I was 5 years old. I can still remember being at the Rosarito Beach Hotel with my parents, and then subsequently my brother and I traveled a lot down there. Paul and I would drive to Cabo San Lucas. We've made that journey over 20 times. We've also lived together, Paul and I, in an Indian village in Guerrero, spent time in Mexico City, Acapulco, love the country, love the people, and send all our very best for a Feliz Dia super especial. It's a very special day in Mexico, and we send all our best. All right, hey, our October charter, it's the 5th through the 7th. It's on the Pride, limited to 14 people, 4 spots left. You better hurry. This is it for us. No more fishing this year with Friedman Adventures. So if you want to join us, you can look in the show description. You'll see my number. You can send me a text, or I'll just receive your text. Send me a text, and I'll send you the information. That number is 657-227-6459. That would be great if you could join us. There's a lot of great stuff going on, but first of all, I got to take you back to Bass Pro, and I've got to take you to that lovely family, the Rushings. I really love the two boys and their father. I feel like that's one of the blessings that have come with doing Friedman Adventures. Alan, Lance, and Aaron Rushing are so great. And once again, the two boys, Lance and Aaron, they showed up with these printed out, beautiful little posters for me to sign for them, and that meant more to me than it does to them. I am sure of that. Anyway, here they are to say thank you. Talk about class acts. Take a listen.
Hi, Mr. Phil. Thank you again for including us on the morning briefing. It really was a pleasure meeting you at Bass Pro Shop.
We really hope to have a chance to fish with you next season, Mr. Phil. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Alan and Lance and Aaron. Really appreciate it. All right, let's jump south the border down to Ensenada, where it's a very festive day, as I've already mentioned. And it's festive because it's Mexican Independence Day and because the fishing has been so spectacular in Ensenada this year, and it is continuing again here today. We are seeing really great fishing going on down there. Kelp Patty's producing very good Dorado fishing. There are still bluefin tuna being taken down there, more and more yellowfin tuna. That stuff is starting to bite, starting to come on. The fall is when normally you will see that bite, and it's really starting to come through. 15 to 60 pound on the yellowfin tuna. They love to bite a chrome yo-yo iron. They also bite the feathers trolled very, very well. It is simply outstanding fishing for the guys down there on the Pongas out of Ensenada. And there's other boats, bigger boats, that also fish down there. Needless to say, the bites have been very good, and these are our best weather months by far. So you're going to have flat calm seas for the most part, with an occasional tropical storm thrown in there, and then some windy events that pop up from here, occasionally pop up. But for the most part, you're looking at our best weather months, and I've looked at it, and it looks really good down in that neck of the woods. So that should continue if you're going to fish bait. Once again, like 30 pound, 40 pound fluorocarbon, www.optionusa.com. Put in FA at checkout. A 1.0 or 2.0 size hook has been working really well when you get a finicky patty where the Dorado or other species don't want to bite. Don't, when I say other species, not 60 pound bluefin. Let's say Dorado for right now, keep it right there. Then you can drop down to 15, 20 pound, and even a number 4 size hook. Drop it down and that'll work really, really well for you all. So good fishing the other side of the border. Can't wait to get down there and check it out really, really soon, because things have been going so well in that neck of the woods. Now, let's jump across the border, and there's some interplay here because, I mean, some of the San Diego boats are going south, some of the other guys are fishing in U.S. waters. The net result has been outstanding fishing, and that is continuing. The Pacifica with 30 guys on board. How about this? 300 Dorado, limits of those beautiful, colorful, acrobatic mahi-mahi. The Dorado bite has been spectacular this year and showing no signs of slowing down. Excellent fishing. They were saying on board the Pacifica that 2.0 hooks with 30-pound was perfect. And of course, what do? That's right. I know I've driven it into your minds enough. Choose a good hot bait. Take your time and always do that. That always makes a big difference. Daiwa Pacific, they had limits of Dorado, but they kicked in 46. YFT, those yellowfin, are starting to play a bigger role, a more important role, and I love that, man. It is really looking outstanding. Now, the San Diego, you know, they leave in the morning, come back in the evening out of Seaforth. They had all rent rods, all novice anglers. They're really good at tutoring those guys. 30 yellowfin tuna and 3 Dorado. And Scott Bucher was on the Grande yesterday. Scott said, outstanding fishing. Limits of Dorado for the Grande. 4 yellowfin tuna to go along with it. Nice weather, fun times. Scott was raving about his time there for sure, so it really sounded very, very good. I'll bounce you up this way, and LA Orange County based boats yesterday had phenomenal fishing for the most part. Some guys missed, but that's going to happen. You zig instead of zagging, or you just don't find that right kelp patty. But most boats having really, really excellent fishing. One of those guys, by the way, is my dear friend Joe Gallagher. And talk about Mexican Independence Day and Gallagher Staging. How do they all tie together? Well, Gallagher Staging is where we store, Joe and all the people at Gallagher Staging, store all the donations we get throughout the year for Mexico. So, Joe, I mean, talk about karma, talk about good things happening to good people. Joe went out yesterday, private boating around, and had excellent Dorado fishing, as good as it could possibly get. Joe called me halfway through the trip and said, man, I'm in heaven. I'm loving every minute of this. So really good to see that. Native Sun yesterday, 24 on the Dorado, a little bit of a down day, and not all that common for the Native Sun because they have been red hot. Freelance with 100 plus, Victory 74, Triton with 24 guys, 68 on the Dorado. So some nice fishing there, no question about it, as it just goes on and on and on. And I believe, you talk about a surreal picture in your head, I believe that the Pursuit and the Royal Polaris yesterday were on the same kelp for a while. That's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, if you would have told me that the Royal Polaris would be fishing next to the Pursuit 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said, man, you need to see a psychologist or something. And here it is. I mean, long-range boats, when they're done fishing that big bluefin. And the Royal, by the way, has been fishing up there near San Clemente Island, having really great fishing on the bluefin tuna at night, fishing those knife jigs, fishing those torpedo. They're really popularizing that torpedo rig that we showed you the other day with Sam. They've been having great fishing, but they were trying to load up on some Dorado, and they did that, and so did the Pursuit. So it's been quite good, no question about it. Hey, I guess I'll get to the islands, but I want to mention a particular trip at the islands, and that was a kayak trip on board the Islander. It was a Let's Talk hookup radio show trip over there. And Kevin Nakata, Kevin was on our show, a fountain of information. That guy, I love all his enthusiasm. He's a lot of fun to have on the show. We're going to have Kevin back again really, really soon. Incidentally, on Instagram, it's fishing_reps to find Kevin. And you want to do that, okay? Fishing_REPS. Well, Kevin was on board there, and he paddles out in his kayak. He's in 150 feet of water. So, yeah, whitefish, sheepshead, maybe a calico bass, maybe a yellowtail. But no! A flying fish comes out of the water, and right behind it, a voracious Dorado. Man, I mean, what a picture that is. What's something to hold in your head? I'm sure Kevin will be holding that in his head for a while. So what does he do? He takes a kicker jig, a 15 light, tosses it right where he saw that commotion on the ocean, and hooks up and gets this beautiful flathead. How in the heck can you beat that? Great kayak trip on the island or with Let's Talk Hookup. Fantastic yellowtail fishing, lots of bonita, good calico bass fishing, and of course that catch really, I mean, I wasn't even there, and I can imagine seeing it and then throwing that iron and then getting the bite. Oh my God, that is what we live for. That is really a special, special moment. No question about that. So let me take you down now south of the border and tell you that Todos Santos Island, they're off of Ensenada. There's some really good yellowtail fishing going on. But most guys, as I say, are driving by it because, why, yeah, the Dorado, the Yellowfin, and all of the other stuff. Incidentally, a lot of striped marlin down in that neck of the woods also. Coming up this way, Coronado Island still has great yellowtail fishing. There's good yellowtail fishing when you have good conditions. Anywhere from 20 to 60 is not uncommon for a sport boat to make that kind of a score on 12 to 20-pound yellows. Talked about Clemente, that's real special right now. And then the channel, well, Catalina, it's been a real poor year overall at the island itself, catching a few of everything, few bass and that kind of thing. Talking sport boats. Smaller private boats, they can do really well over there on the calico bass right now. And they can catch some yellowtail, occasional halibut and that kind of thing. Channel Islands, occasional flurry on the white sea bass. We've seen that from time to time. In fact, the Aloha Spirit yesterday went offshore because they've had some success. Seen a lot of tuna and Dorado out offshore. Yesterday, didn't see much at all, or didn't want to bite, let's put it that way. And so they came into the islands, they had a white sea bass, and then a smattering of calico bass and barracuda, whitefish, and rockfish, that kind of a thing. So there's your island situation. Up and down the coast, we've seen some good calico bass fishing for some of the local guys. Redondo Special the other day had great calico bass fishing. Down the other way, Dana Wharf, when they hang out in the kelp there, they're catching a lot of shorts, but decent calico bass. San Diego, same thing. Along the coast, some rockfish, sculpin, that kind of stuff also. And then in the surf, we continue to see some pretty darn good fishing for corvina, for yellowfin croaker and halibut. It's actually been pretty doggone good. All right, so what can I tell you? There's some exciting times right now. This offshore situation with calm weather for the next 7 days, for the most part. We're going to have maybe some 12, 15 knot breeze in a couple of days, but that's not going to do anything to this bite. It should hold. And you know, I was thinking the other day, I keep saying this is just going to go on and on and on and on. And I sincerely think that it is. However, I had this thought that, and I've seen it before in the years that I've been covering fishing, and before, I've seen it where you wake up one morning and you say, what? What do you mean they're gone? There's really no reason why they would be gone. The water's still warm. We haven't had any storms. There's plenty of bait. What do you mean? And I can envision that also. The point I'm trying to drive home to you is, don't wait. This is a historic Southern California bite. Giant bluefin tuna. Copious, I haven't used that word for a while. Did you miss it? Copious amounts of Dorado. And yellowfin starting to push into the area. Get out in this very special year while it's around and it doesn't go anywhere. And speaking of that, October 5th through the 7th, we're on the Pride, 657-227-6459 to join us on that very special trip. So once again, happy Independence Day to all my brothers and sisters in Mexico. Many of you know how much time I've spent down there and how much I love the country and her lovely people. We send all our very, very best for a wonderful day, and I send you all my very, very best for a great fishing trip this weekend. Anything else happens around here, I'll be back with more. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and I sincerely hope to see you really, really soon.